We'll also post it as well. Oh wow, it just started recording. Huh. I wonder. That's interesting. That's new. Like it just popped up in my corner. These are new technology, learning curves slash difficulties. So as everybody that's in the forge at the moment knows me, and some people know me really well. So if most of the people know what Jerry knows, which is I have an idea and we run with it and we figure it out as we're running. So yeah. So let's I'm actually going to reiterate a little bit of what I said before because I don't think it was recording before, if I'm completely honest. So here we go. Meaning that it was like it was probably going live for everybody to see, but they just couldn't. It wasn't recording. So for those of you who are checking in on this after you're catching the replay, um, we are doing this Q&A at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have Jerry come on. Jerry is my right-hand man for those of you who haven't met him yet. He does all of this stuff way better than I do that I don't want to do. So Jerry is a huge help to the backstage or the back end of Rebuild that most of you guys don't see. It's all the support stuff. Like, when you go into the classroom, all of the organization of the classroom is on Jerry. That sure in the hell wasn't me. So, and then all of like the promotional stuff that you guys see, Jerry creates all that stuff. I just come up with the ideas and he executes on them. So I'm really excited to have Jerry coming on board with me on this one. And then also he'll do Q&A for a little bit with me. If you have questions that you haven't that you'd like answered and you just for whatever reason aren't able to hop on the live Q&A, you can either you can send a message to me or send a message to Jerry and we can answer the questions in the following week. So this is our second official Q&A. We talked a little bit last week. I thought there were some questions because we're getting some people that come into the community that know me from previous things. So I actually cherry picked Q&A for Jerry, so he didn't have to come up with the Q&A because I literally told him that we were going to do the Q&A about an hour and a half ago. So so why don't we go ahead and hop into some questions, Jerry, and then we can get going.
Okay, so the first question is, how is this different than what you were previously doing?
So yeah, I think that's an important question for us to answer. Previously, I was seeing people one-to-one in person. I did write some exercise programming for them, but it was kind of hit or miss, and I wasn't really confident with it. I historically, I've never written exercise programming for anybody for longer than maybe 3 or 4 months. When I was a massage therapist, I tried to do it back, years ago, and it just never. I wasn't able to make it work. Like it just didn't fit into the practice. Also, like I had all of my money making activities, if you will, were spent working on clients and getting
Mm,
clients. So writing programming wasn't it was an additional thing that I was doing, and I didn't really know how to like include it into the price of what
yes.
I was doing. So rebuild is a completely different thing because I'm not seeing people in person now. So uh, in the collective, in our paid group, we have a couple different membership tiers. One which would be just group coaching, and then two would be for a period of time one-to-one with me, and then also the group coaching. And the goal is to then transition folks from the one-to-one coaching if they have something that needs a little bit more of my personal attention. We're trying really hard to make sure that they are making slow, steady, positive progress. Um, so that's never been an option for me. I've never had the ability to kind of create a group of people collectively together in one place like we have here in the forge, and then we'll also have in the collective. One of them being technology wasn't around in 19 or in 2000. This wasn't even possible. I mean,
Yep.
in 2000, this is like the freaking Jetsons. This isn't even really a thing, right? Hold on, I'm going to get on a cell phone and I'm going to have video capability and I'm going to be able to talk to people around the world and we're going to host a community and all these things that wasn't even possible before.
Yep.
So, and then also over the last 4 years of going through my own rehab with the ATG programming, and then also some other stuff that I've coupled in with my experience, we are now getting great outcomes for people with exercise programming because I understand um, what I was missing before in my exercise programming. When we program for people or when we write a blueprint for people, it's just not standard kind of push pull or chest back legs or uh, functional opposites or anything like that. It's very specific programming that will help people to recover from their injuries, like what they would see in the injury guides that we have in the classroom for the forge. So I was never able to. Again, I'll circle back around to this. I was never able to write programming that I was very confident with to help people to recover
Mm.
from injuries and then progress them along the way so then we can make them, as I say all the time, a mutant to their former selves. So and really create that transformation. Before I was doing it for fitness, I had the goal that I was trying to do it for rehab, but we're not a fitness company, we're a transformation company. We help people overcome injuries. We help people that maybe are a little intimidated by getting back to exercising because they haven't had fitness as part of their lifestyle in the last 15 years. They're quote unquote older, and so they want to make sure that they're not going to blow themselves up. And
Mm.
so that's where we come in. We're the who for that.
Right.
So there's my answer. There's my very short answer to your long question, Jerry.
I already know that you're going to say. Okay. Next question is: can we make improvements without seeing each other in person?
Yeah. And this is really so. A lot of what I'm doing now is I'm going back and answering questions that old Sean would have had. Like if I would have told you 15 years ago that this would be what I would be doing with my business, I would tell you were freaking out of your mind crazy because I wouldn't think that there's any way for this to be possible.
Mm.
And yes, 100%, we can. I'm doing it right now actively with people. I have one rebuild member that I'm working, collective member that I'm working with right now on a one-to-one basis. She's got an Achilles injury that she's not been able to recover from for 4 years, right? And
Oh.
we're just about, she's starting her fourth week of her blueprint, her programming. So we call our programming the blueprint because it's the blueprint to help you on your way to becoming a mutant of your former self and then also kicking Father Time's ass. So we're trying, that weekly blueprint that she's doing. Yeah, and also, by the way, she's not doing stuff every day. She's doing stuff 3 times a week, and the reason
Mm.
for that is because she has an injury that she has, that she's been trying to recover from, and what winds up happening is we start to like just start grabbing at straws, right? And we're trying to put together something and we're trying to DIY it ourselves, or we're getting advice from 4 or 5 different people, and it's either we're spending 100 hours a day trying to figure out our injury, or we don't know where to start because we're getting so much information. So what
Mm.
we do, just like in the injury guides, what we do is we help simplify those processes for people, and we do it because of our experience in working with clients that have, or athletes that have injuries. So yeah, we can make tremendous progress. And the another case that I'll talk about that I'm working with right now is someone who's had hip flexor pain for a long time. Probably, well, it's been pretty chronic for the last probably a year and a half to 2 years, but she's been dealing with it off and on for probably the last 10 years. And so
Oh.
with that, um, we are in her first week of her blueprint, and I got a video message this morning that she went on a brisk walk or a quick walk over the weekend, and that's the first time that she's been able to do that in quite a while, and didn't have any pain, and didn't have any pain post the walk. The other thing that she was, or I'm sorry, let me back that up. She didn't experience an increase in pain, and so my assumption is that though she has a hip flexor injury, that hip flexor injury is really probably a lumbar spine injury. She has a little bit of a disc issue that's giving her that chronic uh, uh, hip flexor weakness and pain. So we're not just helping her rebuild her hip flexor, we're helping her improve her low back strength as well, and also her hip strength. And so the pain that she would experience before was from a hip flexor that was weak, which then was helping or contributing to some of that lumbar or that disc pain, because that whole right lower quadrant region was probably pretty weak. And so what she's starting to experience, she's starting to experience a little bit of muscular endurance and a little bit more strength in her hip flexors. And again, she's only doing her blueprint 3 days a week. I don't have her doing stuff 7 days a week because we want her nervous system to recover and we want her tissue to recover. So yes, it's completely possible for us to make progress without seeing each other one to one in person. Again, because I'm no longer putting together just a random hodgepodge group of exercises that I think are, oh man, we're just going to throw some paint on the wall and see what sticks here. I personally myself have dealt with most of the things that we are working through with a lot of people. So the blessing and the curse of jujitsu is that um, I I I was talking to my friend Marsha about this on Friday. All of the aches and pains that I have now are self inflicted from jujitsu, right? Like I could not have shoulder soreness and tiredness and weakness if I didn't go to jujitsu. When I take time off of jujitsu, my body feels great. But we'll talk about this really quick as well. The social interaction that I get at jujitsu is super important for me, emotionally and mentally, because I get to be around a group of people who are pushing me to get better at jujitsu, but also are interested in my progress. Because in reality, if we all suck at jujitsu, we all suck at jujitsu. If one person gets better at jujitsu, it's a domino effect to the rest of the gym. So we're all trying to help each other get better while still making it difficult for each other to get better. So that one thing there, like if I didn't go to jujitsu, there's a huge social component for that for me. And like what you're experiencing now, Jerry, with your running journey,
Mm.
like in jujitsu, you have this crazy goal of getting the black belt.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 2 stripes away from my black belt. I've been doing this for 14 years now. 14 years,
Oh.
13 years, something like that. Yeah. Coming up on 14 years. I'm 2 stripes away from my black belt, which, by the way, is just the beginning for the rest of my jujitsu career. I I could give it. I will be excited when I get my black belt. I'm not saying that I won't be excited, but at the end of the day, I could give a shit about my black belt because
Mm.
it's not gonna change. I'm still gonna train. But what a lot of people don't recognize, and why the rebuild project is important for people, I feel, is that I understand the craziness that's in your head. Like people will say to other people, "Well, why don't you quit doing the thing that you're doing?" Well, that's not a solution for people. When you're we know now through a lot of scientific data that exercise is incredibly important for mental health and emotional health.
Mm.
Uh, oh, far more in often cases successful than medication. because it's providing you, so long as you're not torturing yourself, it's providing you with all the endorphins. It's also, whenever you're starting to exercise, you're doing things. You're looking to solve the problems that you had in the past, but you're also looking to create a different you.
Mm.
So it's helping you do two things, and it's helping you gain the confidence to do those two things. So yeah, it's completely possible for us to make progress, not seeing each other in person, and touching base through various forms of communication, of texting, email, and here in the school community.
Okay. And last question: what are your goals with the rebuild project?
Yeah. So my goal with the rebuild project is to touch as many people as we possibly can, whether or not they join the collective, to help create a community of people that see their injuries and the things that they're going through as opportunities to grow. The longer I've went in this journey, both personally and professionally, the more I believe that the opportunities that the injuries that you have currently are opportunities for you to create a better future. And non-impact injuries related, the injuries that you're experiencing is your body's is your brain's message to you, yo, you can't go any farther until we've tackled this problem. So you want to level up, you can't get to the next level until we solve this problem. And
Right.
that's the goal with the rebuild project. I want to help people solve those problems. And then on a personal level, um, I want to use a lot of I want to use a percentage of the money, the revenue that I generate from the collective, to start giving back to small businesses in Flint, Michigan, and Detroit, Michigan, and help support that in my home state. Um, and then maybe I continue to do that outside of my home state. But I see a direct need in both of those communities. So that's something that I'm very, very passionate about. There's a YouTube channel, Midlife Stockman, and the guy goes around. This is his whole entire YouTube channel. We live in such a crazy time. I never would have thought in a million years that this would have been a thing. This guy, Midlife Stockman, his name is Sean, also funny enough, but he spells it the wrong way. He spells it Sean. So he spells it the
Uh,
wrong way. Not the right way, Shawn. So, but he goes around Metro Detroit and mows people's lawn for free. And there are people who need help. So,
mm,
like the latest episode that he has, the woman, her husband died. Her mom is in early on stage dementia. Um, she's got no family around her, and her husband died last spring, and her backyard was overgrown. She's been getting she's been getting notices from the city and the county that she has to clean up her yard, and she just doesn't have, because she's working so much and things like that. So this guy Sean went in and mowed her lawn, so that when they come back to look at her lawn, she doesn't have to worry about getting fined and things like that for her lawn being too long. And so what I'm going to start doing there, that'll be the first guy that I actually, I give him a little bit of money, because
mm,
he takes that money and he either pours it back into his account, or he does stuff like, last winter he mowed this guy's lawn in Detroit, and the guy's truck was broken down, and so he actually wound up, from the donations that he gets from YouTube, he wound up buying the guy a new truck.
what?
And so, yeah, like a nice truck, like
Mm,
not like a, not like a $300 truck, like a $15,000 truck. And that was from the community. And so that'll be the first person that I start to support, because I can see actually what he's doing with the money.
mm,
And you can see it in the community of Detroit. So that's one thing that I want to do. When we wind up moving to Traverse City, I'll open a brick and mortar gym in Traverse City that we can do retreats at and things like that. I'll also open up a jujitsu school there as well,
Wow.
because I need a place to train jujitsu and I need a place to work out at. So mm, why not open up both of those things for
Right.
myself?
Mm.
So yeah, we'll have in the future we'll have I'll have a brick and mortar place, selfishly, so I can work out in and do jujitsu at. And then I want to create a community of people that where we get together and we share wins and we can help each other out, and create strategic byproducts. I don't know what will happen out of this community. We've already got some really fantastic people in the community already that have joined, which I'm really excited about. And then, yeah, I mean, we'll just kind of see what happens from there, and where it goes. I don't know what the future will look like as far as where does this community go, but I'm really excited about it.
Nice. Yep. That's nice. Nice. And last one, since I'm already doing good with actually with the program that you gave me, do you have any program that can help me blacken again my hair here? Maybe
Yeah,
maybe for
maybe some
four
on the
weeks.
top. Well, Jerry, yeah, Jerry, if I had hair, well, this spring, this winter, this coming up very soon, everybody will get to see my increasingly whitening beard, which is crazy to me. Like I had a picture. I looked at a picture of me last like from 4 or 5 years ago, and I was like, "What the hell happened? How come it forgot to grow in darker?" So unfortunately, Jerry, I have no help for you unless we just wanted to do like permanent marker. If you want to do some permanent marker, we could probably do that,
Right.
right?
Even me, I've already started having white hair.
Oh man, it's bad. Like unless I grow it in pretty thick, you it just looks like you can't see it over here anymore. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just one of those things that comes with getting old. Like, fortunately and unfortunately for me, I had to grapple with that pretty early on because like I was like 24 and starting to lose hair here already, and now I just have like an island in the middle of my head, and then a bunch of hair over here. So, yeah, I kind of look like Krusty the Clown if I let my hair grow up far enough. So yeah.
No, no,
Well,
no
we will.
program for me then.
I'm sorry, Jerry. I can't help you out with it. Sorry, no program for you. So, we got about 4 minutes before we'll wrap up here. Jerry, why don't you update everybody on your running program? Talk to everybody about what's going on with that.
Okay, so I'm really doing great with my running program. So it's yeah, it's been 6 weeks now. I'm already
Yep.
running 300, and good thing my girlfriend bought me a smartwatch. I can now monitor my heart rate. So last Sunday, I've noticed that my heart rate is ranging from 155 to 166. So it's very high. And I did some research when we go home. And today I ran again for 24 minutes. I'm check every time I'm checking my heartbeat, and every time that it's go up to 144, 142, I'm slowing down. And after I'm done running for 24 minutes, I got 2700 distance, and it feels like very it's great. I'm not gasping for air. It's very different on how the way I run yesterday. And to be honest, it feels like I can still run for another 10 minutes. But of course,
Yeah.
I need to stop.
Yeah. Well, that's a really important thing too. Like leaving some gas in the tank
Hmm.
is really super important, because we don't. Recovery is the thing that actually makes us better. And for a long time, what we believed was if we could just push ourselves as hard as we possibly could, it would get us to our goal. But what
Hmm.
winds up happening with that is that when you push yourself as hard as you possibly could, it's like not putting any oil in your car and trying to drive it for 20,000 miles at redlining it every time you take off the line. I don't understand why my engine blew up.
Right?
I don't know why. I just drove it, put some gas in it, you know. And
Hmm.
so recovery is really the oil, if you will, for your body. So yeah, and I'm really excited about this journey for Jerry because Jerry gets to experience firsthand what the rebuild project, like he gets to see
Right.
it, right? And so, like things that Jerry, 6 weeks ago, if I would have told you that you would have had a smartwatch and you were running and you were checking your heart rate, how crazy would I have sounded to you at that time?
Right. Yep. Because I don't think that's, to be honest, I don't think that's really important. I'm I cannot just even finish three-quarter up the oval track. So why do
Right,
I need
right,
to watch?
right, right, right. And so those are the things that I'm excited about too with people, is to help people to see that they can create sustainable movement and it practices that regardless of whatever your goals are, we can help you get there, or at least help you with some of the mindset to get you to the places. Like, if you're going to go run, if you're going to go train for an Ironman, I am not your guy, right? Like with Jerry, there's going to get to a point with Jerry that he'll know more about run training than I do, because it's just not my wheelhouse. And I don't run unless I'm late for dinner or there's lions and tigers and bears catching me. So, that's not my chosen movement practice, but I do the same thing in jujitsu, right? Like I don't try and go 100% every time I train jujitsu, because I know that I can't do that and I'll wind up with some injuries. So, yeah, cool. Well, we are at 30 minutes in, and I'm going to make sure that we stay as close to the 30-minute mark. Jerry likes to talk a lot, so I got to make sure that he's not, continuously talking. So yeah. So if you guys, when you guys catch this on the replay, do us a favor, give us a comment and a like. Also, we need more people in the rebuild in the forge. So please invite people. We'd love to take everyone and anyone that wants to come in. So Jerry, thanks for the Q&A. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Sean.
All right. Thanks. We'll see you
Bye.
guys all next week. Bye.